With an improvement in weather, moods are high and we can now focus on our primary objective in Maui, canyons. After completing a challenging canyon, it can be easy to let your guard down for what could be considered a straightforward descent. We are in the canyon Sunny D, which is relatively short but quickly humbles us on the second drop. While getting webbing to build an anchor, Angus takes off his pack, which slips into the watercourse and is washed over the drop. A gear loop holding about $300 of equipment breaks and sinks to the bottom to never be seen again. We go to great lengths to protect our gear, and in a different situation could have had more serious consequences. Chris is a local guide and competent canyoneer, but doesn't have much experience in high flow. While many of these drops offer a dry solution on the side, we are in Maui to get pounded by waterfalls, which offer more excitement and reward. Safety techniques such as backup prussics and bottom belaying that are typically used for dry rappels can get someone hurt or killed when descending a waterfall, and sometimes must be avoided. The challenge of this rappel is that there is a knife edge overhung drop as the main flow directly hits your body. This problem can best be seen by looking at a similar drop in a different canyon where you can visualize it without water obstructing the view. Unable to see what lies beneath and a slippery surface make this a heady start. Chris's hesitation is more than justified here, but I have yet to see the problem and cannot give anything but encouragement, as I'm not worried he will figure out the right path.
We'll be good.
In the end, it sorts itself out without incident except him losing his prescription glasses. Even the experienced canyoneer can be humbled at any point in these canyons. Slick moss and fast-moving water makes footing treacherous for all of us. While it may look like I'm singling out Logan, we all had slips and mishaps, but his only mistake was doing them in front of the cameraman. We also start to notice a strange smell while going down Sunny D. A few drops later we identify the source, a rotting boar in the watercourse. The good news is that the wind is blowing up canyon and eliminates any further odor below, but it's hard to forget when getting that accidental mouthful of water. Despite our problems, Sunny D does have some nice drops and enjoyable features that makes for a good day.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that, mainly because of rain. I think it would take an hour at least.
Due to threat of rain, we opt out for the final drop, which we would have to ascend back out on the same rope. On the hike out, another perk of having local knowledge along prevents us from missing out on this otherwise unknown edible snack.
What are these?
Strawberry guava.
It fits.
Got little nuts.
Even though it rained last night, we decided to take a gamble and commit to the 3-hour round-trip drive to assess streams in hopes that one of the canyons is runnable.
Emerald staircase at the top, dog.
Police!
Rarely.
Whoa,
see that.
man.
Are they after us?
I don't know, but we need to, might be, I guess we're running the shuttle, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
We get lucky to find that a canyon we have been craving is unscathed and actually in perfect condition.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. This is what it was like last
Yeah. Yes. Perfectly. This is, now I'm happy. I want to be here. It's flowing. Look, it wasn't flowing the other day.
No, this.
Time to gear up. Building a crafty anchor is one of the things misunderstood about canyoneering. Problem solving is not only critical, but extremely rewarding.
What do you think about that? Oh yeah, dude.
Wedging are good.
Look at this.
This webbing stretches a lot, man. I almost think we...
Finding a swim-through cave with a chamber in between that fits the three of us is not only rare, but only exists with the current conditions. A little more or less water and this feature would not exist. The drive out here today was a gamble, but sometimes it's better to be lucky than smart. Carpool Canyon is next. The upper section gets done frequently, but most exit a handline after the fourth rappel to avoid trespassing. Since we scouted a legal way out, we are going to finish at the ocean with an additional 10 drops. The water level is high and the status of existing anchors is unknown, but we are prepared to create what we need to complete Carpool. The final 3-drop sequence offers the last challenge to complete Carpool. The last anchor needs to be on the left side of the canyon to avoid rappelling into the full force of water being hucked off the 300-foot drop. We decide to leave ropes in place until the anchors are set, so we have a way of retreat in case we run into problems. The flow of water is swift and powerful. It could potentially wash Angus over the final drop while exiting the pool, so he is sent without a pack and a fixed line in case he gets into trouble. Even the most thought out ideas don't always go as planned.
Okay, zip line ready. Gotta get our critical gear across this pool. Dry. Oh no, that's not good. Well, thanks for you. He's a trooper.
I wish I could say this day ended on a high note, but on our way out we were approached by an intoxicated and verbally aggressive local. While nothing escalated beyond threats, it was a bittersweet ending, even knowing that we had completed this route without trespassing or breaking any laws. This person represents a very minute portion of Hawaiians and was my first negative encounter in Maui. We often go well out of our way to be invisible and non-disruptive.
I don't have a raft device, so I can't raft one. And you can't because it's all tied together.
You do a munter.
We're only out here to retrieve some gear that had to be left behind when the expected rainstorm shows up. Storms over this range have a way of parking themselves over these canyons and can easily dump 2 to 3 inches of rain in a matter of minutes.
Going down sucks, coming up's alright. The rope was like under all the foliage.
Ah.
this rope was here last year. Still looks as good as new. That's a rope.
All this rain makes it dangerous to even be on these roads with risks of rock falls and landslides. But we know what's coming, and we can't help but hang around and watch the force that makes this place so special. We used this little diversion to rinse some gear off, and only minutes later, the flooding started.
Window. Celsius, wow.
About 2:25. The rain started at around 1:20 or so. There's two more ripping down in, just adding more and more and more.
The worst of the flooding was happening below where we couldn't see into the canyons. A few days later in one of these canyons you can see the clumps of grass and dirt that is from the flooding. I found these as high as 10 feet off the ground I'm currently standing. The bent over shrubs also show that this whole area was well underwater. I'm reminded that we are merely guests among these beautiful but sleeping giants. The canyons don't discriminate and will destroy anything caught in their path. Although some of our actions may appear aggressive, we always err on the side of caution when it comes to weather. You can easily find canyoneers that are bold or old, but it's much harder to find the old, bold canyoneer.